Hey everybody, this is Dmitry Pargamonik with MarketChameleon.com. Quickly, I wanted to go over an example of how to screen for credit put spreads. So I've been getting some messages and emails to show some examples. How do you scan the markets to find credit put spreads, and how do you know they're a good deal? How do you know that there's an edge in some of these put spreads? So that's what we're going to go over and show a few examples. I'm going to jump into it, and before I do, I just wanted to show you a quick layout. Up top for the screener, up here, these are our filters. And then below, we have a table with our data and analytics. So, and just really quickly reading from left to right in the data table, this is the symbol, in this case Amazon, the stock price. Over here, market cap. This is the market value of this credit put spread. So if we sold this strike in Amazon in this expiration and bought this strike, this is the market value of $1.75. And if you just wanted to see the market data, you could switch over here. And here's if you sold this put, bought this put, this is the market, and this is the bid. So that's how this market value is generated. Over here, this is the theoretical value, what we think this is worth. And this is the theoretical edge. So I'll come back to this theoretical value, but the way this edge is calculated is you see that we are selling it for $1.75, higher than what we think is worth, $1.33. Therefore, we have a positive theoretical edge. The difference between these two divided by the money at risk. So you have a $5 put spread. If you receive $1.75, you still risk $3.25 of potential loss. So you take the theoretical edge divided by the money at risk, and that's how you get this edge percentage of 12.8%. This is your theoretical win rate, your deltas, and now what I'm going to do is really quickly go into a scan, and then we'll talk more about these numbers. So I want to look for credit spreads with positive theoretical edge, and I'm going to set it to at least 10% or higher. I also want to look for a theoretical win rate based on our history of above 70%. So at least 7 out of 10 times you would win on these or more. The other thing that I'm going to set is the expiration. Right now, by default, it's set to the next monthly, but I want to set it to the next 30 days. So this will look for any expiration that exists as long as it's expiring within the next 30 days. And I just want to set a cushion to break even. Another thing that I like to set is at least 2%. And what this is saying is that even if we're wrong in our credit put spread and the stock reverses and goes against us, we have at least a 2% or more cushion before we hit our break even and start losing on that spread. So now that we screened it out, let's just take a look from left to right what we have. So here's Microsoft, here's the stock price, market cap. The market price is 53 cents for this $2 put spread, 100-102. The theoretical value that we generate is 29 cents with a 16.6% theoretical edge. So let's see how we got to this 29 cents. You load the analysis up here, and this is how we generate the theoretical value. So up top, first we get the spread details. So what we're doing is, you can see it's a Microsoft credit put spread, the 100-102 put spread that we're received 53 cents credit. The stock price right now is 104.24. We're adjusting that because there's a dividend in Microsoft during this expiration period, so it's adjusted right here, and there's 20 trading days to go to expiration. So what are the parameters and what do we know? So if in the next 20 days at expiration, Microsoft finishes below 100 or below, this put spread, or minus 3.6% or lower, this put spread is worth $2, right? So it doesn't matter how much lower Microsoft finishes. It could be 90, 80, 70, whatever it is below 100 or minus 3.6% or lower, this put spread is worth $2, the 100-102. what else we know is that if Microsoft finishes at 102 or higher, or negative minus 1.7% or higher from here in the next 20 trading days, then the put spread is worth zero, right? Because both puts will be out of the money and that put spread is worth zero. Another thing we know is, well, if Microsoft finishes anywhere between 100 to 102 in next 20 trading days, or somewhere between minus 3.6% to minus 1.7%, this put spread will be worth anywhere between $2 to $0, depending where it lands. So if it lands 101, the put spread will be worth $1. If it lands at 101.5, it'll be worth $0.50. So anywhere in between, we know it's going to be worth between $2 to 0. So now, to get a theoretical value, to get what we need to know is the probabilities of this happening. What are the probabilities of it being worth $2? What are the probabilities of it being worth 0? What are the probabilities of it being worth anywhere between 2 and 0? So unlike a dice where we know the probabilities, 1 out of 6, it's not set. So what we have to do is, just like an insurance company does, look at our historical database and see what is the frequency, what are the odds historically of this occurring. So here's the study. The theoretical value of the spread using historical stock return distributions for using 4 years of data. We're looking at 20-day holding intervals, and we're excluding any earnings periods because Microsoft is not going to have an earnings during this expiration. And we have a total of 50 total observations. So these are the results. Microsoft finished 3.6% or lower in our 50 observations 6 times, a total of 6 times, which is 12%. So that would have been worth $2. Then above minus 1.7%, that occurred 42 times out of the 50 observations, or 84% of the time, and that would have been worth $0. And then between minus 3.6% and minus 1.7%, that occurred 2 times, or 4%, and then we took the averages of those, and that would have been worth $1 too. So then when you take all these and multiply the probabilities by the returns, you get a theoretical value of 28 cents. And that's how, and down here you see all the data from which dates, what the return was and what the theoretical value would be for those periods. And so that's how you get this theoretical value. So then you see your theoretical edge, and this percent win is saying that historically, if you did a similar spread with the stock that the same distance away from the strikes with 20 trading days to go and at this price, then historically you would have been profitable 85.7% of the time. So that's what this theoretical edge is. Over here, we also have a downside cushion of 2.7%. So what this is saying is, well, Microsoft right now is at 104.24, which is above these strikes. So you still have room, even down to 102. You're still collecting all that credit. So you have a 2.7% cushion until you break even. And if Microsoft just finishes flat by March 1st, if it just finishes flat, your return is 36.1%. So you're just taking what the credit divided by your money at risk. So even if it doesn't go up, as long as it stays at this price, or really anywhere above 102, your return is 36.1%. Another thing you could do is, if you just want to look for not Microsoft but a specific stock like QQQ, just go and filter it there, and then you kind of see the best credit spreads in QQQ or any other stock symbol that you wish. So hopefully this is really helpful, and you could see how quickly you could scan the markets and kind of find the best opportunities in credit spreads. Otherwise, if you're doing all this work, or just kind of looking at the options chain, it'll be very difficult to make an evaluation just by going there one at a time and trying to figure out if this is a good spread or not a good spread. Well, thank you for watching, and let me know if you guys have any other questions about it. Do a follow-up video.